Hello guys, in this quick Unreal Engine 5 tutorial, I'm gonna teach you how to make any object in your game interactable. And also, I'm gonna show you how to create this cool outline material and these cool widget animations. So, without further ado, we can start the tutorial. So the first thing we're going to do is open content drawer. Now, create new folder, and inside of this folder, create new blueprint interface. We can call it BPI interaction. Now open it. And we already created new function, we can call it interact. And also create another function like so and call it can receive trace. And for this function, we will have to create new input like so and call it can interact. Now we can compile, save and close this. Now we will have to open content drawer once again, right click and create new user interface. Press user widget and call this UI HUD. Like so. Now open it and inside of it type canvas panel, add it, and now type once again image and add this right here. So now select it, and in anchor you will have to hold your left control like so. Now for the alignment I will type 05 05 and make sure that your position is 0 and 0, so it will be correctly in the middle. For the size I'm going to use something small for the crosshair. So now select this, and here in the brush you will have to add your crosshair. Alright, after we imported this, we can rename it, for example, T crosshair. So now we will have to type here T crosshair we just created and add it right here. So now we can compile and save and close this UI HUD. Open content drawer once again, and here you will have to create this user interface again. Press user widget and call this UI. This time it will be interact. Now open this widget and here type vertical box. Now add this vertical box right here, and now once again type here border and attach it to the vertical box. And the last thing we're going to add here is this image, so attach it to the border. So image, border, vertical box. So now here press on this middle, then for the padding use 0, and for this brush color you will have to set it to invisible. And by the way, I forgot to mention the most important thing in this widget. You will have to press on this fill screen and select desired. Now open content drawer and add your interaction image. Alright, so now I import this texture. As you can see, it's like an interaction hint. So if you want this exact same texture, you can join our Discord. So now press on this image and add here our texture we just added. So for me it's T hint. Now press on this image size and change it to size you need. So for me it will be 64 on 128. Alright, so now we are almost ready with the design. We just have to press on this vertical box, go in animation, press plus animation, type here pop-up, select this one, press plus track, and as you can see, because we have selected this vertical box, we will just press here. Now we'll have to press on this plus and press render opacity. And also press plus again and transform. Now we can move this red line and we will move it to 0.20. Press plus right here, go back to the 0, and for the render opacity change it to 0. So now it will smoothly move from 0 to 1, as you can see. So we will need this scale, so open it, then go in the middle of A and B and press plus on the scale. For the parameter I will type 0.2 and 0.2. So now, as you can see, it will move from 0 scale to 0.2 scale and back to the 0. So this will be like a little pop-up. And the last thing we're going to do is left click here on empty space to unselect the animation. Now press on this vertical box and type in the search render opacity and type here 0. So by default it will be invisible. So now compile and save and close this widget. Next thing we're going to do is create outline material. So right click and press create material. Type M outline. Now open it, and here in the blend mode change it to masked, and in the shading model to unlit. And also make sure that the material is two-sided. Alright, so type constant 3 vector, as you can see. Now change the color for something like white. Right click and convert to parameter. Call it color and connect it to the emissive color. Now create two-sided sign. From mid type 1 minus and connect it to the opacity mask. Now type vertex normal vs like so. From it get multiply, and here type scalar parameter. So for the name it will be thickness, and I will use something like 3 for now. Now I can connect it to multiply, and from multiply to world position offset. Press apply, save, and close this material. Alright, so that was actually the end of the setup. Now we'll have to open this first person blueprints and open our character. And now we will have to start coding. And the first thing we're going to code is a new function. So call it interaction trace, something like this. From it, create sphere trace by channel, like so. Now from this component window, get our player camera. From it, type get world location and connect it in the start of this sphere trace by channel. Now from it, create plus, and from the camera once again, type get world rotation, like so. From it, type get forward vector. From it, type multiply. Now right click and select the float single precision. For this, I'm going to use something like 1000. It really doesn't matter, but at least use like this number. Now connect in here and finally connect to the end. And the last thing we're going to do in this filters by channel is just type 3 in the radius. From the out hit, type break hit result, open it. From the hit actor, type does implement interface. And for the interface, we're going to use the interface we created in the start of this video. Now from return value, create a branch node and connect it to the sphere trace by channel, like so. Now right click this hit actor, promote to variable and type trace item. From hit actor once again, type equal, and you will see here not equal. So create this thing, we can drag it right here and do something like this. Now from this condition, create a new branch node and go back here and connect the true in this branch. Now from this hit actor, connect it to the variable if it's not connected, and from the true like this. Alright, so now you can pause the video and make sure that your code looks something like this. And now from here type can receive trace and press yes. Now we can copy this and from this first branch node take false and connect it right here. For the target, we're going to use once again this trace item. Now copy this thing, connect it, and for the can interact, press no. And that's actually everything we will have to code for this function. So now press compile and save and close this function. Alright, so now find your event begin play node. So you can just type event begin play and create the node. From here, I will create set timer by function name, and for the time I'm going to use 0.01 and make sure that it's looping. Now right here type create interaction trace, copy all of this text. Now create new custom event like so, and for the name type exactly the same name we just typed right here. Now find your function category and from here add the function we created earlier. Alright, so now type key E like so and find an E event. Now take this trace item and from it type interact and connect the pressed to the interact like so. Now go back to the timer, right click this and promote to variable. We can call it interaction timer. From it we will type create widget node and from return value we will type add to view port like so. So now we are ready with the character blueprint, so just press compile and save and close it. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is press right click, create blueprint class, press actor and call it BP master item, like so. Now open it and here press plus and add static mesh, like so. Now press add once again and create widget and make sure that you attach the widget to the static mesh. Now create sphere and attach it to the static mesh as well. Now select widget and here in the widget class you will have to type UI interact like so. Now in the variables create new boolean variable and call it can interact. Now compile and save and here make sure that it will be true by default. Now create new boolean and call it hint visible and another boolean and call it can press E. like so. Now compile and save and open event graph. You can delete all of this, and now here right click this sphere and add event. Add on component begin overlap. From other actor create cast to BP first person character. From it create a branch node, and in the condition drop this can interact. Now create widget, and for the widget you will have to select this UI interact. Now right click this return value and promote to variable. You can call it interaction widget. Now take this widget and from it type set widget. And we will use for the widget this output right here. Now again from the widget type set visibility, like so. Connect it here and press yes. Now get this interaction widget, get it, and right click and convert to validated get. Now connect it and from it get pop up. That is the animation we created in the widget earlier. Now from isValid create branch, and for the condition we will use the hint visible, like so. From pop-up create play animation. Now connect it to the false of this branch, and also make sure that your speed is 1.5, and also connect the target to this validated get. Now set this hint visible and set yes. Now from this component window take the static mesh and from it type set overlay material. Now connect it here, and for the material we will use our outline we created earlier. Alright, so all of this code is made for this sphere collision. So when we enter this sphere collision, all of this will happen. So now we will have to create the code when we leave from this sphere collision. So now right click this sphere, add event, add on component end overlap. You can get it something like here. From it once again take this other actor and add this cast node. Now copy this can interact and drop it right here. Now go back again here and take this pop-up and play animation. Now connect it right here, and for the target right here. And also go back and take this hint visible branch as well. But now connect it to true. Now from variables take this hint visible and set it to no. And also take this can press E and also set no. Go back to the overlay material, copy it and paste right here, but now use none. Now create a delay node, and for the duration set it to 0.15. And now from this return node you can connect it right here. Now from variables take this interaction widget, and from it create a remove from parent node and connect to the delay. Now we will have to get again this interaction widget, but now set it and connect it right here, and here leave none. And now from components window take this widget and type set visibility, but for now set it to no. Alright, so that is actually everything for the sphere collision logic. Now we will have to code a little bit more shorter logic, so let's find an empty spot and now press on these class settings, and here in the implemented interfaces you will have to type BPI interaction. Alright, so now open this interfaces category and press 2 times on this can receive trace, like so. From it, create a branch node, and in the condition, get this can interact. Now from this output, create a branch node and connect this through right here. Alright, so now go back here and take this hint visible, get validated, pop up this branch and display animation as well. Now paste all of this right here and connect this to true. And also make sure that here you will have forward. Now take this hint visible and set it to yes. Now go back here, take this set overlay material and can press E and leave them as yes and M outline, like so. Yeah, and also very important, make sure that this branch isn't actually true, it's actually false. Now you can copy all of this code, paste it right here, and from this second branch, from false, get it right here. And here, instead of forward, make it reverse, hint visible, no, M outline, none, and can press E, no. Alright, so that is actually everything for this code. You can compile and save and finally close it. So now we are just few steps away. Just right click this and create child blueprint class. We will call it BP door. Now open it. Now create 2 new variables. First will be starting rotation. It will be not boolean, it actually will be a rotator. And another variable, it will be opened. And for here, it will be actually Boolean. Now press on this sphere and change the scale. So instead of 111, we're gonna type 777. Like so. Alright, so now let's finally add the door model right here. So open your content drawer. So now you will have to import your door model right here. And if you don't have any door model, you can just simply join our Discord and get it for free. Alright, so now I imported this door folder, and as you can see, I have door material, door model, and also some textures. So open the material and add all of this texture right here. So albedo will go in base color, the normal will go in normal, and roughness will go in roughness. Now apply and save and close the material. Now go back in your map and copy paste this door 2 times, like so. And instead of SM door 1, call this SM door part. And instead of this door 2, call it SM door border. Now get this border right here, position it like so, and the door part like here and position it like so. Alright, so now press on one of them. So right here we will go in modeling mode, then we will go in model and press this polycut. Now in this shape, make sure it's rectangle and rotate it in 90 degrees. And now start playing with this width and height to leave only the border of the door. Alright, so as you can see now, I cut at everything except the border. So for me, the size is 230 and 91. Now press accept. Now press on the second door, press polycut once again, rotate on 90 degrees, but now instead of this cut through operation, make sure that it's trim outside and press accept. Alright, so now instead of this modeling mode, just press selection. And as you can see, now we have just separated our door on 2 parts. So now go back to the BP door, select the static mesh and change it to door part. And yeah, also before we continue, go back here, press on the door part once again, go in modeling mode, and here press on this X form and edit pivot. And position the pivot on the left bottom of the door. Alright, so now press on this sphere and position it something like in the middle of the door. And the widget also something like in the middle, but a little bit more up. So now in the component, add a new static mesh, and we can just call it border. And here in the static mesh, add a border model. And now we will just have to position this border correctly. Alright, so now open the event graph and delete all of these nodes. Now create event begin play, take this static mesh and from it get relative rotation. Now from here, set the starting rotation and connect the relative rotation right here. Now find your interfaces and press 2 times on this interact. From it, take branch. And for the condition, get can press E. Now from true create another branch and here type can interact. From true create set can interact and make it no. Then once again create another branch, and now for this condition we are going to use this opened variable. Now once again take this open, but now set the open, connect it to true, then copy paste and connect it to false. Now make sure that the true one is no and false one is yes. Now create a timeline and call it TL rotate. Now connect this to reverse and this to play from start. Now press 2 times on this timeline and for the length type 0.20. Add a new track, float track, and call it alpha. Now right click and add key, and right here add another key. For this key select it and make the time 0 and the value 0. But here the time will be 0.20 and the value 1. Now select all of these, right click and make it auto. Now you can close this timeline. Now from this alpha, create a loop and instead of A, connect it to alpha. Now take the static mesh and type set relative rotation. Now right click this new rotation and split spark pin. Connect this node to update of the timeline and plug this to the Z. Alright, so now we will create these A and B values. Now get the starting rotation variable, right click it and split track pin. From Z type minus and for the second value type 90. Now connect this Z to the A and this minus to the B. This I connect here and this X connect here. Now from here create a delay type 0.20 and from completed can interact yes. Alright, so now you can press compile and save, go to the content drawer, add the BP door, rotate it, and now test it out. Yeah, something went wrong. 1 second. Alright, so the issue was actually in the BP master item. You will have to go in this widget and instead of this space world, space screen. And also you will have to go in this bottom logic, find this branch, and instead of false, make sure it's true. Now compile and save, and now as you can see, everything works correctly. So now I will actually show you how to make another object interactable in just one click. Copy this BP door and paste it. Now open it, delete this border, and instead of this static mesh, I will, for example, use something else. For example, it will be this character. Now go to the viewport and position this widget correctly. So for me, it will be something like here. And also make sure that you position this fair collision as well, something like to the middle. So now press compile and save, open your content drawer, drop him right here, rotate it a little bit, and now we can test it out, and as you can see, everything works. But right now he only can rotate. So if you want to pick up him or maybe punch him or something like this, you can join on Discord and I will help you with any questions. Alright, so that was actually all for this tutorial. Bye.